Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is the Oddly Enough Show, the show that we do every week with Swingin' Johnson. Today is June 11th. Swingin', thanks for being back with us.
Loshak, you saucy little big shoe. I can't wait to finally do a little talking about the NFL and all those pampered prima donnas who strutted in front of the ESPN cameras only a month ago, the rookie quarterbacks. Let's get it on.
All right, so we're going to discuss, is that the topic today? We're going to discuss something about the NFL rookies. What's the topic?
Well, Loshak, we got a couple of props that I believe Ladbrokes is dealing, and it deals actually with the quarterbacks. And, basically, who's going to start the most games, and there's a particular prop on Blake Bortles, and which kind of seems like a no-brainer to me, which I probably would be the best if we just start off with that one.
All right, well, it seems to me that when analyzing this kind of prop, obviously the first thing you want to consider is the published and reported plans of the team that they've told everyone about, and then I guess you want to think about likelihood of injury and likelihood of failure. So what can you tell us about Blake Bortles?
Well, there is a prop out there that says Blake Bortles not to start Jacksonville Jaguars' first regular season game, minus 350, not to start. And will he start? They're dealing plus 225. And, I find this a little bit interesting because, you take a look at a guy like Blake Bortles and going to a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you didn't do your homework, you'd be inclined to say, of course, they're the Jags. What the hell do those bastards have to lose? Of course they're going to start him. But, you'd be taking plus 225 all day long. However, we do the heavy lifting for the SBR listeners, and it's been made clear that head coach Gus Bradley is echoing Jaguars GM David Caldwell's sentiments that the veteran Chad Henne is going to get the nod to not only start the opener, but play right on throughout the regular season, barring injury. And again, as you so aptly stated, Loshak, injury is the key. But you know what? We can't factor that into the equation because, quite frankly, we don't have a crystal ball. So, in other words, what they want in Jacksonville is Bortles to be a sideline sponge that basically sits and gets schooled while Henne stands and gets pounded. So though the heavy lumber at minus 350 might seem a bit steep, it looks like a virtual lock unless Henne goes down to the preseason.
All right, awesome. How'd you find out that information? Were you combing over Twitter, or how'd you do it, Swain?
Oh, I've got my sources, my friend. I can't reveal them.
Well, then, if your research has told you that Bortles is a good bet on the no, what research have you found that tells you there might be some value on which rookie will start the most games?
Well, in this particular prop, again, the book of choice Ladbrokes dealing this one, they've got 14 selections here, and we can pretty much discount all but 4 or 5 of them for obvious reasons. They're behind an entrenched starter, and again, injuries could change the whole thing. But we're not gonna go in that direction because, as I said before, we don't have a crystal ball. But the odds-on favorite naturally is Johnny Manziel plus 160. I mean, he's particularly Manziel because he's competing directly with the starter as opposed to trying to leapfrog the depth chart and battling a backup or an incumbent backup. Here we've got Brian Hoyer, who is his competition. And but the thing about this one, Loshak, is even if he does start in Cleveland, the reality is that he might not finish because, it's Cleveland, and he could get pounded in Cleveland. He could also get booed off the field. The team, the brass, could also say, "Hey, you know what? We don't want to injure his fragile psyche. We're going to take him off, and we're going to let Hoyer do it, and then at least take him off the battlefield." But he certainly is the odds-on favorite. There's another one, Teddy Bridgewater at 2-1. He looks kind of interesting, but it looks to me like Mike Zimmer is going to go with either Matt Castle, who recently inked a 2-year deal, or Christian Ponder, who's been their starter since 2011. So that's going to be kind of tough to crack. I think he is going to be sitting on the sidelines like Blake Bortles. There's another guy, Derek Carr, 4-1. Actually, but Matt Schaub is in Oakland, and you know what? They sent a 6th-round pick over to the Houston Texans to get Schaub, and they also restructured his contract, which means that he can still make $15 to $20 million if this bet pays off with him. So I believe Carr is going to be on the sidelines, but I do have an interesting selection besides the chalk that is Johnny Manziel at plus 160. There's a guy out there for Tennessee named Zach Mettenberger, a 6th-round pick, I believe. And you know what? He's He's playing for Tennessee. Tennessee drafted him in the 6th round. And you know what? It would not shock me if this new coaching staff just said, you know what, the hell with it. Let's go with, let's take Jake Locker off the field. Let's put in this kid Mettenberger. There's been a lot, he's gotten a lot of positive press, and he's a big strapping guy, kind of along the lines of Ben Roethlisberger. Of course, if he comes close to that kind of potential, they would have hit a home run. But at 20-1, Loshak, Mettenberger may be the choice.
Well, thanks so much. So your official pick here is going to be a Zach Mettenberger, 20-1, most starts at QB as a rookie.
That's me, baby.
All right, thanks so much, Swing, and we'll talk to you again next week.